The sad thing is I made this video already, but my camera died. Ha! Can't believe it. Well, Happy New Year to you. It's almost 2018. I figured I'd make one last video for the year. I hope you've had a wonderful holiday. Let's get straight into it. Food is a very personal thing, and I feel that this channel has totally gone the wrong way, and I shouldn't have ever played it like I have played it, just kind of feeding the argument. I shouldn't really be feeding an argument as much as I should be feeding a solution to a problem that I think that there is. I've realized that I have way too much to say to make a video be super powerful and get everything out in one video. So I decided just to ramble on about points that I have. Hopefully they start to link up. Hopefully I can start a conversation, not an argument, about all this stuff. This whole meat eating, diet and health type stuff. Have you ever told a fat person that they're fat and they should change their diet? Probably not. And if you have, it probably didn't go very well because it's not very nice to do. But for some reason, when it comes to eating meat, that is an argument that can be had and it's not a big deal and let's just do it. So that's kind of what this video is about. It's about veganism in a two-part type thing. Veganism being a choice in life that you have to eat what you want to do. Just like you can smoke cigarettes or do heroin or have kids. All these things are choices that you have, and you can make whatever choices that you want. Then the other side of it all is the attitude that goes along with veganism and this weird kind of argumentative superiority that happens quite often. And the love for debate is another thing that I find is very counterproductive to what they're trying to do, because I get it. And you know what? I want to say this right now. I commend all vegans for following their passion, because I know that a lot of them are very passionate about veganism and not eating animals and not eating animal byproducts and feeling super good. They're feeling good, they found something, and they're super passionate about it, and they want to talk about it. But the way they come across is very arrogant and very opinionative, and what is that about? So you found something good, so you're gonna trash someone else to try to get them to want to do what you want to do? It doesn't make any sense. I think one thing that is more and more clear the older I get is that people absolutely love to bury their heads in the ground and pretend like nothing's wrong, ever. Even though we all can see the giant holes in, let's say, the government and how they're not on our side and everything, we're like, well, you know, instead of making changes to how the government system works and lobbying against that, let's just vote for the least evil looking person. Whoever seems the least evil, we'll vote for them because that's the best that we can do. It's a terrible, terrible way to live, but it's easier to bury your head in the ground than to deal with that. The one thing that really is blazingly obvious to me is the fact that we will, in time, and probably not a long time, breed ourselves out of existence. That's something we're working very hard to do, is breed ourselves out of existence. There's 7.5 billion people in the world. I think they say that by, it's like 2040 or something, there'll be 10 billion people. And scientists can't believe how fast we're breeding. They're like, this is a magic trick. Like, it's insane how much we're breeding, and it's just gonna get more rapid as there's more people. Do you think anybody cares about that? If you want a kid, you want a kid, and that's it. You don't care about the future of that kid. You don't care that that kid probably won't have a home, because in Canada, I don't know where you live, but in Canada, it's at least $300,000 to $400,000 to buy a house now. That price is significantly raising, and if you're in a big city, that's actually not even a price of a house, that's like a price of a condo. So housing is it's gonna become a huge thing, and it already kind of is. And as we go through, it's just gonna get worse and worse. They say lots of things, like most species on Earth are gonna be dead by 2050. There's more plastic in the ocean than there are fish. They're saying all this stuff, but you know what's easier? Burying your head in the sand. That is way easier than worrying about any of this stuff. For me, I started to eat less meat. Why did I do that? Because I care about animals? Oh, hell no. I don't care. about that. I care about a select few amounts of animals. I care a lot about those animals. The rest I don't care about. So even if I was to become a vegan, which I would never want to be, mostly because the implications of what the word means, I don't care about animals like other people do. And I'm amazed that people can like some animals as much as they claim. But yeah, I only care about animals I like, and the rest I don't really care if they really live or die. Sad to say. Anyway, I started eating less meat because of the expense of meat. And I find that the quality is very poor for the price that is on a package of meat. So $10 for a couple chicken breasts. And I know that that chicken is not good chicken. It wasn't raised well, super stressed. The meat's not even good meat. It's not like tender, delicious meat. It's like tough, gross, kind of grayish looking garbage. It's garbage meat. And they're charging an arm and a leg for it, so I started to eat less meat. Watched this documentary called What the Health, and this one guy made a really solid point that because they were like, are animal proteins better for you than, or more complete, are animal proteins more complete than vegetable proteins? And the guy said, well, all proteins kind of come from vegetables and like plants, I should say, not vegetables, but all proteins come from plants. And I was like, bing, true. I was like, I like that. That's a good point, you know? So that's one thing. I'm starting to ramble now. Yeah. Well, Happy New Year. I'm going to keep making videos, even if no one watches them, because I know people don't watch this. You know why? Because people would rather bury their heads in the sand. And that's a true thing. My point with this video was supposed to be that I just wish that vegans, with all that passion that they had, stopped arguing on Facebook and stopped just wasting their time trying to convince people to do things that those people don't want to do, and started, doing more things that are productive. I'm going to do a video on what vegans can do to be more productive instead of arguing. And I know arguing is fun, but the point that you're trying to get across is actually coming across in a very negative way, which isn't going to help what you're trying to do. And I get it. You found something good and you want to give it to other people. But when you kind of come across to them as superior and talk down to them about something that, like food is it's a very personal thing. It's a personal choice. So to come down on someone about that, you're never going to get what you want out of that. And you're actually going to turn people further away, because people have ego, pride, all that stuff, and they're going to push against resistance. So if you are coming at them with an angle, like most vegans do, the result is negative. Happy New Year to you. Be well. We'll see you soon.